Hi guys, welcome to another monthly update video. This one's going to be a little bit different to the norm, but the message is going to be the same, and that message is simple. I am extremely grateful for everybody who supports this channel, keeps this channel going. Without you guys, I literally would not be able to do this. I mean, you know, I keep saying this because it's true. I mean, the amount of hours that I put into this channel, I couldn't do it without you guys, because it's a full-time job. It's more than a full-time job. It's 1.5 full-time jobs. It's 60, 70, 80 hours a week at times. It's fantastic job. I love it, but it's bloody hard. It's hard work, and I need the support of people to keep it going. I mean, I'm a one-man band. I do everything except make the tea. Rabbit does that. That's when he's not snorting it. Normally at this point I would start going into the PayPal donations and reading out all the comments. Now I've read all the comments and I'm really grateful for everybody who's donated on PayPal, and I've took notice of everything that people have said, especially the games that people are asking if I'll look at, and I will. But I'm going to actually roll the PayPal names now, and then immediately after that I'm going to roll the patron names. There'll be a little gap and then the patron names will come, because I want to get into something here that has really affected me a lot in the last few days. A few people have messaged me and mentioned in streams that I sounded a bit down over the last few weeks, and they are very discerning, because I've been very, very depressed for a while now, and it's been a very, very tough time for me health-wise lately. And people who regularly in my stream will know that there's been something up, and that I've been in hospital and had tests and all that. Basically, they thought I had cancer, and I've been speaking to consultants and having scans and all of this lot done. And I've had this before, but this one was a bit more serious because the signs were quite bad, because I was getting pains and tests were coming back pretty bad for other parts of my body as well, which could be directly affected by this. And so for me to keep my head up and be positive was very, very difficult. And I have to say that being in streams and talking to people and just getting away from life was very helpful. I think my community has helped me a lot. I mean, I got some really nice messages from people, and it's been very, very helpful and very encouraging. And so I want to thank you guys for being really, really good. And luckily yesterday I had a letter from a hospital to say that it's all good. The bottom line is I'm fine, and that's great. So I'm like relieved for that. But it kind of makes you, you know, it makes you kind of think when you go through all this kind of stuff. And I got a message on Patreon from a guy called Mr. Eos. Now, as soon as I saw it was Mr. Eos, I know who he is. I don't know him personally. I've never spoke to him in my life, but I recognise him from years. I've seen him commenting on videos for years, way back to Max Corner, the other channel. And he sent me a message, and I'm going to read it to you, and I have permission to read it. And this message kind of hit me hard, because, you know, you sit here and I don't know who's listening now. I don't know. There'll be people lying in bed listening on their phones with headphones in. There'll be people at their PCs. There'll be people on buses. There'll be people at work. They shouldn't be listening to it. There'll be people on the TV just watching this on YouTube. People who are very rich will be listening to this. People who've got nothing and are maybe about to be evicted will be listening to this. There's people who are studying at college listening to this. There's school kids who are watching this who might be getting bullied. There's people who feel that there's no hope in their lives listening to this. There's people who've got wonderful lives listening to this. There's a whole cross section of people listening to this. And you know, it's kind of amazing that I'm reaching out to so many different types of people, and the effect that I have on a lot of people is quite amazing. I mean, I do get a few messages every few months from people who are going through hell. I mean, I mention them quite a bit on this channel, and it's very uplifting to know that they're getting kind of some form of help by just listening to me and getting themselves cheered up a little bit, you know. And I mean, I always remember a guy who's sadly passed away now, but he was hospitalised. This was before I had Worth a Buy. This is when I had Max Corner, and he used to write to me telling me that every time I did a video that it was like a ray of sunshine in his life, because he was in so much pain, and obviously he was terminally ill and he died eventually, and that kind of really hit me hard, because it encouraged me to make more and more videos, because every time I made a video I was thinking of this guy. But I'm gonna read you one now from Mr. Eos. He says, "Hi Mac, I'm Mr. Eos, also known as Jacob Call, patron of 3 years and the gifter of GTA 5. I just wanted to send you a quick history of me and your presence on YouTube. It begins in the winter of 2014. I was alone in the world with no close friends and no family I could trust, living alone in an empty house miles away from my home. The one source of joy for me in that time was coming home from work, firing up the computer and watching the infamous Outlast playthrough. It was the one thing I looked forward to each day, and I can't fully express how precious that time was to me. Depression and thoughts of suicide were a daily reality, but your channel offered me an escape that got me through. I know this is a story you've heard 1,000 times, but I just want to express my deepest gratitude to you for putting together the work that got me through that difficult time. But there's a part 2 to this story. One of the reasons that I was so down during that time was that the girl I was dating lived with her parents, who hated me and went to great pains to make sure that we could never see each other. We figured out how to be sneaky though. We would use apps on our phone to sort of instant message, and we would lock ourselves in our rooms miles and miles apart and watch your playthrough of The Walking Dead. We couldn't actually speak, so in order to make sure we were synced up to the videos, we would instant message a 3, 2, 1 countdown and click play. We'd cry pause when we had to stop, tell each other the minute, the second to start on, and count down again. We did this night after night for ages, and in many ways it was almost as good as being together. That girl is now my wife of 2 years, and we share such fond memories of those times, as difficult as they were. We frequently joke with each other saying, "I'm only 6. If you don't remember, that's what you would say when you voiced Clementine's objections to being ordered to do something you didn't want to do. I've been meaning to tell you all this for quite some time, but I just hadn't figured out how. I still haven't quite figured out how, but here it is anyway. Your work and personality have been pillars of strength for my wife and I for 5 years now. We both love Worth a Buy, and I always try at least to pop into your live streams. To be honest, it hits us both hard knowing that Mac's Corner is on lockdown indefinitely. I know this isn't your fault, and I know that it's you who suffers the most because of it. Still, sometimes I feel that the channel has lost some of its personal touch and intimacy. If I may use that word, that made it so special to us. This isn't a guilt trip or anything, quite the opposite. We are with you, we believe in your work, and you can count on our emotional and financial support forever. You and your channel are very special to us. It feels almost like you're a regular guest in our home. Please do let me know if there is some way that I can be a better encouragement to you. Also, please feel free to repeat any, all or none of this on the channel. We appreciate you very much, Mac, and are eagerly looking forward to what you will bring in 2019. What a awesome story. You know, I'm sitting here just, you know, going through the Walking Dead, and I did 2 full series of that, played through them all, and people loved that series. I had no idea that this kind of stuff was going on when I was recording it. It's so crazy when I look back, because I remember doing all of them. But anyway, Mr. Eos, I hope you and your wife have a much better marriage than I did, and I can only say that I am really grateful that you've let me know what went on. It's yeah, it's fantastic to know that I'm helping people in these ways, and long may it continue. And there's a message here for anybody else who's going through a lot of shit, you know, and it's not listen to my videos. It's not the message. The message is don't give up. No matter how bad your situation may seem, there is always a way. There is always a way out. And it isn't suicide. That is not a way out. That is definitely not a way out. There is a better way. And, you know, talk to people. Message me, I'll talk to you. I mean, I don't mind being an agony aunt. I've been an agony aunt for freaking the best part of 15 years. I've often talked to people. So, you know, talk to somebody. But there's always hope. There's always hope. So I wanted to just do that differently. Next month we're going back. I'm going to give 2 games away next month, by the way, to make up for the lack of giveaways, although I did give away about 40-50 games over Christmas. But you know, I want to get back to how it was on this. So this was just a one-off, kind of a special monthly update, I guess. I'm going to get back on with the reviews now. Really grateful to everybody who supports me, really am. Sorry this has gone on a bit longer than I thought, but this is why I had to cut out all the PayPal talk at the beginning. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for your support, and stay safe, everybody.